One final question for our panel, and then we do want to open it up to the audience for your questions. Earlier, Rachel, you talked about KPIs and the fact that we really should be counseling, if you are on the marketing side, if you are an agency partner, you should be counseling clients to really look at business outcomes and business goals rather than pure communications goals or social media metrics and so forth. What would be the advice of this panel to those of us in this room who, counsel clients on a regular basis about how to measure ROI from social media and specifically from mobile social media? What should we be telling our clients on a day-to-day basis about that?
I mean, to me, this is the easy part because the KPIs for social and for digital, you already know what they are. They're your business KPIs. So it's foot traffic or it's repeat and loyalty. For a CPG company, it's household penetration and buy rates. These are your business goals. So that's we can't allow the new shiny penny to let us be sloppy marketers. And excellent marketers have to always tie to business goals to justify our place at the table.
And I think that a lot of when I think the use of mobile in different ways, from augmented reality to geolocation started, it's always the same way. The flashy things happen first, and it's just about experimenting with the new technology. And there's a lot of services, albeit interesting, a little hokey, and they've all gotten, I think, tied back down to the business and really making the most of that sort of return on investment. I think a great example, is someone like a Whole Foods, where, you go into the store with what you currently have in your refrigerator, and they tell you what products are in that store and recipes, that you can put together with what you already have, and it encourages increased buys and sort of things you might have not thought of on your own through that filter. And I think that, fashion retailers could do the same. What's in your closet? Here's what we have to go with it. What do you have right now on your shopping cart? Here's a million different ways to mix it. So I think that some of the hokiness and sort of the flash factors are going away, and we are getting down to real practical needs for consumers and revenue generators for businesses.
Do you want to answer? I was maybe taking a slightly different tack. I would say that one of the things we need to be aware of is that, as important as the social media metrics are and the number of fans and all that, the raw numbers are not valuable beyond a point. I mean, it's obviously always better to have more followers, fans, and friends than not, but training our clients and our bosses and everyone else to look for what is the growth and who are the individual pieces and people among them. So on Twitter, the thing that I care about is not the raw number of people, but who's following. So for example, there's if anybody's interested, I could show you, there's this trick that you can do to find out who are the biggest and most influential people following you on Twitter, rather than the raw number. And I have now narrowed that to a list. Say, if these 100 people are following me, I don't care about all the other people following me. So there's a way to do that as an example of this. So I think that's what we need to be thinking about, that who is following by individual. Like, you could have a lot of followers in another country and you're just a local ice cream shop. What are you going to do with those followers, right? So throwing away the kind of easy to get but not deep and meaningful connections is something that we should be building into what we do, and I know you care about that. Yeah. And just to show you that I'm a big fan of what News Corp does, I'm going to quote from Les Hinton, who is publisher of the Wall Street Journal, and he said something to me that I've shared with a couple of other people who have taken classes with me, that the most valuable and most scarcest resource of the 21st century is going to be human attention, and therefore the businesses that know how to get a sliver of that attention are going to be in business.
We're very careful about how we grow, and we grow organically through word of mouth, no advertising, and it's birds of a feather flock together in that way. And so if we can grow by a couple hundred names each day in New York, then we'll be at a point in the future.
And that's worth more than 1,000 people in Russia, right?
We could go buy hundreds of thousands of names today, but it's very, very important to keep that list growing and make it more quality over quantity.